Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The teams are making their final preparations on stage for the KOO Tigers versus the Flash Wolves. This is actually a very big game for both of these teams. Now, Flash Wolves could take the #1 seed with a win here, giving them the head-to-head against KOO Tigers 2-0. And if they lose, and CLG win, they fall down into that tiebreak for even the second slot. So really the swing here in this game is quite massive. Importantly, though, both of these teams 2-0 on the day. So there's a lot of momentum coming in between these two teams. Where are the matchups? What are we looking for specifically that's going to make the difference?
KOO was outspoken about how when they lost to the Flash Wolves, they felt like their loss came in the pick and ban. So they had a really strong poke composition. They had let Gangplank go through. Don't think that's going to happen again. Nobody should really be giving out the Gangplank. And in the previous victory of the Flash Wolves, they had a really solid draft against CLG. If they are to come out with a victory here, it has to come from the pick and ban again. KOO was unprepared to deal with the Varus and Nidalee. And even in the previous game, Nidalee was not banned. So I'm sure they have a couple more extra tricks up their sleeves. We've seen some deeper pools from these guys, so I think it could be closer if the picks allow it.
Now, Spawn, Stake was a point of criticism coming into the tournament, but has actually surprised a lot of people with solid performances. However, this time around, he has to go up against Smeb in the top lane, who has only looked more dominant as the tournament has gone on.
Yeah, that is a tough ask. Smeb is just playing like an absolute god at the moment, and he's doing it on power picks, which just means that the pick ban phase that you're talking about becomes so difficult right now. They've got blue side, they can get the Darius. You can't run something like a Malphite into it because he's just going to be able to continually bully the lane, looking for Stake to be able to step up if they have a chance here, Flash Wolves.
Yeah, and I definitely think that Stake, with the Malphite, he could probably play that into some of the picks if a Fiora gets picked up or something like that. But I do want to talk about the bottom lane here and go with Gorilla and Sword Art, because we just saw an amazing game from Sword Art, basically single-handedly winning Flash Wolves the game and getting them back into it. But he's up against Gorilla, who saved a game for KOO Tigers against Pain, and they both play pick champions. They both love this style. But here's the caveat. Is Gorilla plays Tahm Kench.
You got to clog the frog here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let that go through.
Tahm Kench is so good against pick champions. You land a Thresh Hook, you land a Morgana binding, he eats whoever that's on, and that single target pick is out of the question. So he has that trump card on top of it.
Does Sword Art play Tahm
Kench? If he has that up his sleeve, this just gets even more interesting. But the fact that that counters their styles, if somebody picks it up, it's a good edge here.
But one thing I will say is I do not think Flash Wolves are only a pick comp style. We've already complimented them for poke. We've complimented them for them pick. They're actually not a bad team fighting composition around the Dragon area as well. I think this is actually quite a versatile LMS team and that they should be able to adapt their draft in that way.
All right, once again, prediction time, gentlemen. Crumbs, we're going to start with you this time around.
I think it's a simple one, to be honest. I'm going with KOO this time around, and they've looked so dominant today, but Flash Wolves, again, too slow on the trigger. I think KOO will just beat them to it.
Yep. CLG let me down. I got to go with KOO here. Hopefully get my revenge on Flash Wolves, take them down. But yeah, I think that KOO is a little bit of a stronger team right now. We've seen their dominant games and the momentum that they have coming in here. Sub 30-minute wins both times. It might be another one of those.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Flash Wolves look great in this group right now, but KOO look like they're on a completely different level. They're going to burst through this game, and I'm expecting them to take it, once again, relatively easily.
Well, the analyst desk is looking for KOO to make the clean sweep on the day. The team's all ready to head into Champ Select, so we're going to send it out to the caster booth. But first, Gorilla tells us how missing out on London's quarterfinals is not an option.
솔직히 롤드컵을 왔는데 조별 예선에서 탈락하면 좀 많이 수치스러운 것 같고요. 그래서 좀 더 이겨야 할 것 같고, 제가 작년에도 롤드컵을 나왔었는데 그때는 제가 8강에까지는 갔었단 말이에요. 그래서 작년보다는 더 나아져야 할 것 같아서 꼭 이번에 올라가고 싶어요.